TradeSquare is Australia's first business-to-business marketplace connecting people, brands and organisations into this diverse ecosystem in a unique global landscape. Through pivoting, transforming and reshaping, Australian businesses have an opportunity to create the model for the future that aligns with the world's needs and leveraging the power of a collaborative approach. Through the TradeSquare podcast, we will bring together dynamic, diverse and thought-provoking leaders from business, government and organisations to have conversations to further enable new thinking for the future. Welcome to TradeSquare, Australia's leading business-to-business marketplace. I'm Catherine Vandermeulen, and joining me today for our TradeSquare Learning Square is Zahrina Robertson, founder of Zahrina Photography and Video. How are you?
I'm great, actually. It's a new week. That's great.
It is a new week. We love new weeks.
New weeks, because they just evolve.
So tell us, who is Zahrina Robertson?
Oh, don't you know? Well, not. Oh dear. Well, apart from being, as you have introduced me really well, for a branding photographer and videographer, I have a creative streak in me and also a business streak. So I'm a woman in business in Sydney, and I'm highly passionate about helping people get their message across, be it visually or through video. And I just happen to be also, exploring and pushing the limits for myself on creativity. Yeah. Like I like to, push the limits of what I can do as myself.
You mentioned about creativity and business. How have you been able to bring those two things together? They can often be quite challenging mindsets to bring together. What have been some of the things that you have done to bring that creativity and business mindset together?
It's been, I've actually realized over the years that creating the brands, like personal brands, and the type of people and the caliber I've worked with, and doing the photography for them, there's been a real epiphany on recent years on how I can do things better and differently, creatively, in the realms of, say, what I do. So, like working with video and helping people with video and getting their message across with that in different ways, not just doing kind of stock standard type of work. It's been interesting. I like the confidence side of my business. I like building the confidence of people and women to get their message across. So I think and I'm working on that more and deeper in that regard. It's interesting. Instead of just mechanically developing products, I'm actually looking at it holistically and what it is that I like doing and how I like doing things. And that's why I'm passionate about, helping people a bit more deeper than just turning up and doing their branding, which they don't. They go through a process with me about what their brand is about and why it's so different and how I see it differently, and then how I curate it and then produce it. But there's been a nice, during 2020, been a really interesting shift on how I can help people more effectively. Yeah, it's been interesting. It's because it helps me works. I like helping people be better than what they are.
And you've explored a few of those hats that you wear in your life. Which ones are you most passionate about?
I like it all. I like creating new products and also the art. My art has been a welcome surprise, and I think that's been really a good passion of it's a passion of mine, but it's also a challenge. Actually, it's a challenge. I can do what I do 9 to 5 with my eyes closed, and that's helping people really develop their messaging through the visual medium and through video. But I guess the art side of things, through Zahrina Gallery, it's been really interesting as a challenge for myself and what I can bring to the table as really work on that as a private passion, and then it helps really bring the color into my other work. It's been really interesting to see how one can influence the other subliminally. It's been really nice. Yeah. Yeah. So I do the speaking and I help, and I love that because that's a passion. And my helping people with confidence from stage and with their brand from stage and what does it look like from stage. I love that, the education part. And that's why I do speaking. I love it. So it does all help. I don't want to go to any other brand. I just want three. These three and these elements really help me, and I love it. I love it. So it's been quite an interesting um, evolution for me as a person of what I do and how I do things. I do enjoy it.
And what are three things that you've done in, say, the last 5 years that you are most proud of?
Well, it's developing three different brands, speaking brands, Zahrina.com, the speaker, then the photography and video brand, and really working on key partnerships for these items, and then the art, launching an art brand from New York, and being able to work with other people like Tony Robbins and doing an art piece for Brooke Shields. So it's been really interesting how I've been able to tap into what I do with people I like.
And what are some of the key elements to really building a brand in that visual aspect that you were referring to?
I guess I'm just about to launch a series of videos that talk about this, and then because I think it's really important that it's so interesting that, well, I take it for granted. I think, geez, I harp on about it with my clients, and then I talk to a lot of people, but I guess personal branding, there's still a lot to go with people with businesses and people with products and services. They there's still a lot of work to do, and I'm really happy to be doing that. And what it is that the key elements of building a brand um, is being visible and being chosen. So being visible through imagery and video and what you're all about and how you're being seen as your business and the person in business, and then and my this is all part of my thought leadership and how I take people and help them, my clients, help them be understanding the grounding and the basis of their brand is being visible, being chosen because they're being visible, and then being known because they are being chosen. And it's very key on how you do that and why you do that as a person in business with a product or a service. Um, it's really key to being, at the end of the day, being known for what you do and do it well. So I went into my business not knowing full well that this is never going to be a hobby, because I've never wanted to have that mindset of having a business and a brand to be a hobby. And so I guess that mindset I've I've curated in everything I do to make sure that I do my three pillars, being visible, being chosen, and being known. So I guess it gives me opportunities to be on podcasts for over 10 years and being interviewed, being, writing, being published, Huffington Post and things like that. So being chosen to be the photographer for Arnold Schwarzenegger, all these sort of things don't happen by chance. That is the key elements for building a brand.
So, how important is it to showcase your brand with quality imagery and photography?
Oh, it's critical in this day and age. I see so many people with imagery that's bought, and they call it stock photos, right? And it just doesn't do the brand justice. And unfortunately, people can see right through that sort of images a bit nowadays, and they might look kind of professional, but you can actually also tell there's a massive disconnect. So I've seen people with like, gosh, the imageries they buy and they put up there, like of like like a teenager, whereas they, or whatever that is, and I don't know, for who they are, or something. There's a really disconnect with the image that they've used to actually who they are and as business people and where they've actually used that imagery. So it's been, gosh, it's just such a mismatch that it's off-putting. So yeah, it's critical in this day and age. Its authenticity is key. Having the best images taken about storytelling images and video of you, the business person, the service, the product that you supply. It's all key. And this is a reason why I've also, like for me as a photographer, I've moved with the times as well, and I've changed my packages to include a whole lot of images that are a lot more storytelling that my clients get, so that the content imagery and video is more available for them, and so their investment with me is a more valuable. Well, I add more value so that because the images are a lot more variety for that very purpose of don't get stock photos. It doesn't do the justice for your business and your brand, and it equals a disconnect. So that's why I've evolved as a photographer, and I'm involving and I'm including a lot more variety and helping my clients be seen more regularly, authentically. So yeah, it's critical. It's critical in this day and age anyway. Storytelling your business to connect.
And so, what are 3 tips that you could highlight to curating dynamic and brand aligned imagery?
3 tips. I would say, what is the core values? Go back to your values. I think go look at what you as a business want to showcase and why. What just 3 things that you want to showcase about your business, and pairing it back, and then that's really important to show up with.
And how important is video for brands to bring into their marketing mix?
Oh, it's so important. Again, with my business, and it's really been interesting how I've evolved with my video part of my business, is that I'm excited because video content is where it's at, and I'm launching right now a new product called Be Your Brand Program, and in this I'm helping businesses gain their voice through video. And I'm interviewing all these businesses and service businesses and product-based businesses and personal brand businesses about them and the on video. And so I've got a product where I'm producing 21 videos for them, and they don't have to touch tech. It's amazing. I love it. And so that's exciting me no end, absolutely no end. And so that's important. Video is so important. And why is video important is video content. It's not just, video is such a big thing, right? It's a big umbrella. But to me, what's important, video content. And so I'm creating, get 21 videos done, 90 minutes with me, in my program, Be Your Brand Program. And that's what's exciting because the less tech, the less barrier, the less tech, the better my client turns up, and how fast I can help them, and with and a great enthusiasm, and it's a win-win both ways because I just enjoy seeing helping my clients just be less stress free, and in an environment where they get at the end of the day so much value and content that they can just put up out overnight, literally, about themselves. So I'm looking forward to launching that product or that program, and so people can get 21 videos straight up, and that's exciting. That is exciting. Yeah.
And what are some of the things for people to consider when producing video content that will really create an impact?
Well, this is this is what this is really important. I guess it's a reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, and because the when you look at like I go back to my marketing background and my storytelling background about what I've been doing with people face to face on video, and creating personal brands on video and storytelling them. That's one thing. But when you're dealing with content and showcasing and helping people with their videos, through my program, but why I take them through this is the key elements about what is it that your key customer wants to know? What problems are you solving? So I think the biggest part about why I'm doing what I do through video, through the Be Your Brand program, is helping people solve the problem about what is it that you want to help your customers with. Like, what is the biggest aha moment to help your customers solve? And that to me spins my wheels, because I like to dig deep about it.
And what are a few brands that you really love that also do photography and videography well and really showcase their own personal brand and business brand well?
As in, people do photography and video well?
Or just brands that really have this brand imagery that stands out, that creates impact, that creates authenticity. Just some examples that people could potentially look into to a brand that really does that well.
Well, I can say Oprah Winfrey. She does it well, and I love her because she's so excuse me, because she's a woman, has got great imagery that showcases who she is, and the use of the imagery is done well. And then you've got videos that are done well that storytell. So you look at people like that, as an example, and you see that there's no hiding with imagery, and this is accessible to everybody. This is accessible to people who've got a product or a service, like in the next suburb next to me. So it's not like it's unaccessible. It's everything that we can do doing well, like an Oprah Winfrey, we can do well. I do it. So it's very interesting of that. I take what I see, like as an Oprah Winfrey style, and I help people with their personal brands with imagery and video. So when you look at a person like that that's globally known, it's important to see that the way they utilize it is really good, but it can actually be highly accessible to everybody else. And that's important to know as a personal brand, that you don't have to be an Oprah Winfrey to make an impact in this day and age. You don't.
And so over the last couple of months, TradeSquare has really been focused on celebrating women and the theme of choose to challenge. How do you choose to challenge in your role?
I choose to challenge by being visible more. And I take that, a leaf out of my own book, so to speak, because there's been moments where I've not wanted to be visible. There's been moments where I've just wanted to, things not working correctly. It's just not easy. It's just been some things I've just gone, oh my gosh, it does it have to be that hard? So I choose to challenge in my own world to work in flow and to work out what's in flow, why I do what I do with who I do. So a big part of my challenge is that visibility, partnerships, working with good partnerships that are win-win. I choose to definitely work with great partnerships, and I think that through visibility is key. And working with the right people is really important. And it's flow, partnerships, being visible.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing your world with TradeSquare for our Learning Square session.
Thank you. Thanks, Kat.
For more information on TradeSquare, head to www.tradesquare.com.au and support Australian business economic recovery and growth with a collaborative approach to the future of business.